Hi, this is Matthew Robert Payne. If you don't know me, I'm a prophet, which is no big deal. A prophet is simply someone who's a friend of God. A prophet's life can be really hurt and broken and rejected. Often, all of my life, I've come out with revelation and things for people, shared things, been rejected, come out with stuff that is totally controversial, totally rocks people's worlds, and when I share things, it sort of makes them think that they've been lied to all their life. So rather than accept my truth, they reject me and walk away and think I'm a fool. I just want to share a little bit on seeing the Holy Spirit. Jesus is here, Daniel's here, Elijah's here, Enoch's here, Mary Magdalene's here, Mary, the mother of Jesus, here, Michael the archangel's here. Jesus is right behind me. So if you can see in the spirit, you should be able to see Jesus there. And, there's other angels and saints behind me. Seeing the spirit is no big deal. It's part of our spiritual birthright. John, when we're in John and Nicodemus is talking to Jesus, Jesus said, you must be born again to see the kingdom. He wasn't saying you must be born again to go to heaven. Over 50% of people who are born again go to hell. They stay in sin, they pursue the world, they're covetous, unrepentant, the friends of the world. James 4:4 says they're an enemy of God. Just because you've said a one paragraph sinner's prayer doesn't take you to heaven. Okay, seeing the kingdom means you can see in the spirit. If you can't see in the spirit, there's further work that you have to do. Now, Praying Medica, a friend of mine, has got a very good book on seeing in the spirit. Michael Van Vlyman has also got a very good book on seeing in the spirit. They'll take you through a process, and if you do that process and you apply yourself, you'll see in the Holy Spirit. I never went through a process. Jesus asked me what I wanted one day, and I said I want prophetic dreams and I want to be able to have visions. And within a week, I was seeing visions and I was seeing in the Holy Spirit. So some people call themselves seers. They've got this whole big ego about themselves, or walk around saying, I'm a seer, I'm a seer, I'm a seer, I'm so great. The same as people walking around saying, I'm a prophet, I'm a prophet, I'm a prophet, I'm so great. People walking around saying, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle, I'm an apostle, I'm so great. I'm not so much into labels, but I'm a seer, I'm a prophet, I'm a teacher, I'm an evangelist. I'm apostolic. I can be an apostle in the future. No big deal, okay? Jesus really is here. The Father is here. The Holy Spirit's standing here. Like I said, they're all around. I live under an open heaven. I've got a series on YouTube called Walking Under an Open Heaven, Part 1, Walking Under an Open Heaven, Part 2. The first one's 3 hours, the second one's 4 hours. The only reason it isn't 7 hours is I got tired and I needed to have a break. I had a couple of hours break between Part 1 and Part 2. If you want to hear about the supernatural life that I walk in, go and watch Walking Under an Open Heaven, Part 1, Walking Under an Open Heaven, Part 2. And I'll put that in the description tag, and you can go and I'll do some work and put Michael Van Vlyman's link to his book, Praying Medic's link to his book on how to see in the Holy Spirit. I can also, you can pay me $100 and you can contact me, and rather than reading those books, I can show you into seeing in the Holy Spirit. You can send me $100 and in two $50 donations, and send me two $50 donations, and if I spend 20 minutes with you and you can't see in the Holy Spirit, I'll return $50. But 9 out of 10 people I work with, over 20 minutes, I open their eyes, and I've got the ability to open their eyes. It's a lot of effort for me. I don't like to do it. I don't like spending my time doing that. It's like baby stuff, but I can do it, and the Holy Spirit has taught me how to do it. Depends on your walk with Jesus. If you don't serve Jesus, you don't love Jesus, you're into all the things of the world, and you're basically trying to get yourself rich and and serve Jesus at the same time, he won't open your eyes, right? But if you're passionate, you're hungry, you want to see in the Spirit, you can pay me $100 for 20 minutes of my time. I'll keep the whole $100 if you see in the Holy Spirit, and I'll return $50 if you don't see in the Holy Spirit. Once again, I'm not selling this. I really don't want you to contact me and ask for that, but you can. If you go to my website, you can donate 2 lots of $50. You can write me an email and say, friend me on Facebook, and I can talk you through that. Holy Spirit taught me how to open people's eyes. It's scriptural. Elisha opened the eyes of Gehazi and showed him all the chariots and stuff that were going to fight against Israel, or the people coming against Israel. So you can open someone's eyes. You can pass a mantle on. You can pray a gift into people. You can do all these sorts of things. But most of what I hear about seeing the Spirit is boasting. Most of what I hear about so-called seers is boasting. Everyone who thinks they're a seer isn't a seer. You're not a seer because you can see in the Holy Spirit. You're a seer when you're a prophet. If you're not a prophet, if you're not in the office of prophet, and that takes about 20 years, if you're not in the office of prophet, you're definitely not a seer. So most people calling themselves a seer aren't seers. They can just see in the Spirit. It's just like someone who can prophesy calling themselves a prophet. And once again, many people who can prophesy, many people who've been prophesied over saying they're called to be a prophet, they walk around calling themselves a prophet. That's not a prophet. Just the same as someone who's in medical school calling himself a doctor. He can't write prescriptions. He can't practice medicine. He can't have a practice of being a doctor until he actually is a doctor. And he can't be a doctor until he's done all his study and he's gone through a hospital and he's been qualified and he can become a GP. Okay? Someone saying they can prophesy as a prophet is garbage, right? Anyone can prophesy. I've even had Baptists and Anglicans prophesy over me. Anyone with the Holy Spirit don't even have to be baptized in the Holy Spirit to prophesy. You don't have to be baptized in the Holy Spirit to see in the Holy Spirit. You don't have to be anything special to see in the Holy Spirit. But it helps. It grows your faith. You can talk to Mary, the mother of Jesus, Mary Magdalene over here, Mary, the mother of Jesus over here. See, I remember where they are. I made a mistake there, and then I was told. And so it's no great thing seeing in the Holy Spirit, but it certainly is helpful to have a two-way conversation with Jesus back and forth, or Elijah or an Enoch, and to be able to interview them. I got 55 books. I interviewed a lot of these saints in my books. I've interviewed them. I live under tremendous open heaven. There's a lot of angels. I've got 6 million angels that I can work with. I've sent those 6 million angels out and won 2 country elections with those angels. I know how to dispatch angels. I've got a lot of authority. I know who I am. And perhaps you can hear my authority talking here. It's no big thing seen in the Holy Spirit. It's a gift. It's a right. It's your inheritance. Actually, you're seated in heavenly places, right? You actually are seated in heavenly places. All you have to do is open your eyes and you're in heaven. And if you're in heaven, you can talk to the saints. And if you've got a good relationship with God, the saints will come and visit you and walk with you. And, they're not a great cloud of witnesses if they're not here with you. When a police calls for witnesses, he calls for people who actually saw that. He wants to hear the truth. Was the victim doing this, or was the perpetrator doing this? What was happening? Is the victim telling a lie, or did the victim really get abused by this perpetrator? We want to hear your opinion. And that's what witnesses are. They're there. So if Hebrews 12 said you're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses, they're actually here. They're actually witnessing. They can testify to what you're doing. So I encourage you, number one, if you want to have a shortcut, I can open your eyes. Number two, if you want to read about how to see in the Spirit, go and get Praying Medic's book, or go and get Michael Van Weimer's book and put in the hard work. I will tell you this, though. I can open your eyes, but your eyes will only mature and get really good and get really perfected if you do plenty of practice. If I open your eyes and you don't practice, you'll lose it. You won't have a good gift of sight. So, do I seem a little bit agitated? I do, because there's so many heroes, there's so many big names, there's so many people talking about sin and the Holy Spirit. It's nothing great, it's nothing hard about it, but it does really increase your intimacy. It really does increase your relationship with Jesus. And when you can talk to saints back and forth and talk about their life and get their perspective, they know all about your life, they know all about your past, they know all about your future, they've seen everything. They've got a rhema word, they've got a word for today for you. Today I was walking, spending time with Bob Jones, and it's really effective, it's really comforting to hear you're right at the right place and everything you're doing is exactly right, and don't worry, relax. And then I get all stressed about judgment getting poured out in America and no one seems to care. And Bob's counseling me saying, hey, they've had their warnings. Hey, we're not going to tell the world. Hey, you're trying to tell the world, but, your videos aren't going to be watched. Hey, just relax. We've warned them. It's about time to be smashed. And so America's going to be smashed. I encourage you, take one of those 3 steps. Approach me if you want to open. If you actually care about your money, if you actually care about that, it's worth $100. It'll be $100 Australian, so that's about $70 US. 50-50, do 250. Read Praying Medica book, read Michael Van Vlymen's book, and don't get carried away when people call themselves a seer. Don't even have to believe them. If someone says they're a seer, ask them, are you in the office of prophet? If they say no, just say, hey, Matthew Robert Payne says you're a liar and you're deceived. It's no great thing. I encourage you, if you got 7 hours, listen to Walking Under an Open Heaven, part 1, part 2. I talk about my life. It's not boasting. It's not, saying I'm someone great. This is an open heaven that I live in. And I walk with an open heaven. Wherever I go, the saints come with me. The life comes. I got 3 saints from heaven that walk with me all the time. They're bilocating. They're in heaven. They're on earth at the same time. I won't mention them, but if you look at my 1900 videos, you'll see who they are. They're mentioned in my videos. So I encourage you to read my books, donate to me, look at me, follow me. But please, don't be, influenced by all these braggers who think that they can see in the spirit and it's some great thing. It's your inheritance. You can have it, and I can help you get it. But I don't think I'm after. I should say $500, so only the real keen approach me. But I'll just say $100, and save up for it. Send me the money in 3 months, and send me an email. I promise you, if you send that money, I'll take the time to do it. Once again, it's annoying for me. It takes my time. It actually, I feel really sorry for the people whose eyes aren't opened. That's part of the reason I don't like to do it. And about 20% don't have their eyes open for some reason. And that upsets me. That's really the reason that I get a little upset. So I encourage you, take a step, read the resources, watch Walking Under an Open Heaven, part 1 and part 2, like this video, and share this video, and become, subscribe to my channel, press the bell so you always want to see my posts, and God bless you.